I am live. I am live. I am live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. I know mine's getting off to an awesome, awesome start. Fun day, fun day, fun day today. It's amazing how, um, just looking at sales and business and closing and having a really good system in place. One thing that I found as being an A driver personality type, or one of my personalities, an A driver. I'm sort of a just depends on where you're looking at. I'm like a blue, yellow, red, green. Sometimes I could be a red, yellow, blue. It just depends on what situation I'm in. My color personality switch back and forth, going back and forth. And for those of you that would like to take, man, I'm thinking about it. For those of you that would like to take, if you'd like to take a color personality test, shoot me a private message. I'll get you the link to it. It's very, very cool. Once you figure out your color personality and where you're at, it'll clue you in on, hey Tammy, what's going on? It'll clue you in on some conversations you're having for people. If you're really in red mode and you're talking to somebody that's yellow, you may be freaking them out a little bit. So if you understand what color personality you are, you may be able to relate to somebody else's color personality and bring them into your tribe a little bit easier sometimes. So we're going to talk about closing. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people succeed online. I'm also a coach who is a coaches in social media marketing strategies to help people succeed online with a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. And I hope you are too. So check this out. In closing the sale, as you go through the process, right, you're going to run across objections. So, and I said I had 3 tips for you on how to get the money at the close. So the very, very first tip, and this is sales 101, is sometimes, now here, watch this. I'm going to write these down so I don't forget. I do a lot of stuff off the top of my head, and then I get sidetracked and I forget what I'm talking about. So the first step is to ignore it, right? So you want to ignore the objection. And a lot of times, if you address, now watch this, if you address the objection, a lot of times you're just adding gasoline. You're opening another can of worms, because a lot of times in addressing the objection, you'll actually create another objection by throwing your own stuff into it. You're validating their objection when you answer it a lot of times. So sometimes the best way to move through a close is to simply ignore the objection. If they say blah, 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 just ignore it. A lot of times you'll end up opening a hole you just can't get out of, because you just keep digging, going deeper and deeper and deeper. So the first way is Keith says I'm a blue green in certain situations, but if I know what I'm doing, I'm a red blue. It just depends. The color personality test is really cool. Again, if you want that, shoot me a private message. I'll get you the link. You go check that out. So in closing, a lot of times you need to be a very, very good listener. You need to listen where you're going to go. The second part of this, I'm not sure if this is part 2 or part 3. There's no necessarily order. These are just 3 tips that you can use for closing the sale. The second one is to actually answer the objection, right? If somebody says, I'm allergic to shellfish, and I'm not sure if this is for me. So that might be an objection that you definitely want to answer to move through the close, right? So you might go find a fact sheet or something on your vitamins or whatever it is, and send that to somebody to make sure. You may open it up and you go through and read all the ingredients. So no shellfish here, you move on. So sometimes there's a valid objection in there somebody needs to know an answer to before they can buy your stuff, to make sure, one, it's not going to kill them, right? They're not going to have an allergic reaction to it. The other one is, and again, that could be a true objection. That might be a health crisis. That might be a health issue objection for you, right? The third one, and a lot of times it has to do with price or don't have the money. The third way to overcome an objection is if you deliver true value in your product or service. Now watch this. This is going to mess with people. If you deliver true value, people won't have an objection. A lot of times, especially if you're bringing on a teammate, they're going to have 2 directions that they go with objections, right? I'm actually writing down notes so I can stay on track. So I keep looking down here. So there's 2 reasons. One is they don't know how to execute objection. Their objection, they may come up and say, I don't have enough money because I don't have enough money or it might be too expensive. They don't have any money right now. And may not necessarily because they don't have any money. It might be because they don't understand the process. They don't understand what they need to do to get it done. So one of the things that you can do, sort of a preemptive getting started training, is say, hey, I'm so excited that you're getting started today. The coolest thing is that when you start enrolling people, you're going to send out the exact same message that I sent you. You're going to send the exact same video that I sent you, and you'll be able to enroll people that are just like you. Pretty cool, right? So there you just did a getting started training. You just overcame a bunch of objections. That may be the one question they have, even though they went through the process of reading the script and following that, replying to the script, and you send them a presentation, and they watched it. They may have got on a conference call or something, but you walk them through that process. That's pretty cool, right? You can enroll people just like you, and they're going to go, yeah, there's people out there just like me. So you've made them feel more confident about the process. So sometimes it's a process objection, not necessarily a money objection. The other thing to do is, if somebody does have a money objection, you would ask them, other than money, other than not having the money right now, is there absolutely any reason whatsoever that you wouldn't get started? And if they say nothing, then it might truly be a money objection. And the fourth thing that you really need to look at, I actually said it's 3, it's actually 4. So I actually sort of did like 3.5. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. The strongest thing that you can keep in mind is when you're overcoming objections. If you deliver value through your presentation, what is this going to do for that person, right? What value is this product going to add? A lot of times the money objection will come up, because if someone sees enough value in something, you can answer this question for yourself. Have you ever seen something that you really wanted, that you knew that would deliver so much value to your life that you just figured out how to make it happen? We all do that, right? We all have made that happen. You see there's something that you want, you'll figure out how to make it happen. You put your brain, you start asking the how questions. How am I going to make this work? How am I going to put this together? What can I do? Where can I come up with the money? How am I going to make this work? And you put it together and you make it work. So that's because someone has delivered enough value to you to make you want to get that, whatever it is, that make you want to spend that money. So a lot of times, it's the reason people are objecting to getting started with your business or your opportunity is because you've just done the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? Da-da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? Right? So when you present a value proposition as you're going through, when you ask somebody after they watch a presentation, so what did you like most about what you saw? What kind of questions do you have? Right? And if they say, oh, it was okay, a lot of times when they say, oh, it's okay, they really didn't watch it. So you want to dig to them, and you can sort of say, what did you think about what so-and-so said about this? What were your feelings about that? What direction would you go? And that way, a lot of times you'll test if they didn't really watch it. They may come back and say, you know what, I really didn't watch it. So that's absolutely okay. What I'll do is you go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to swing back by in 10 days and check on you and see what kind of questions you have, because then if somebody's wasting your time, you definitely want to move on. But going back to talking about overcoming objections, one is you've got to deliver a ton of value. If you don't deliver a ton of value, they probably won't have an objection. If there's a true objection, answer the question, and it might not be an objection anymore. This stink bug is just chasing me around the room here. And the first one, or the third tip is just ignore it. Sometimes if you just ignore it, the objection will absolutely go away. But a lot of times if you answer the objection, you might add gasoline to it and actually give it validity when it's not really a valid objection. So a lot of times you don't necessarily have to answer an objection. You can just ignore it and keep moving on. One of my favorite trainers, Danny Johnson, she uses like I really don't know, all I know is, and then tells a story. I really don't know is, all I know is, and then tells a story. Those are real good ways to come over some micro objections as you're going through a closing process. When somebody says blah, 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 you say, well, I really don't know is, all I know is, and then you tell a story, and then you move on through the closing process. Hopefully I've delivered some value. If I did, share your number one takeaway. If you would like the link to the color personality test, shoot me a private message. I'll get that to you. You definitely need to take that test. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator right after I kill a stink bug. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.